Welcome to part 2 of my Sister of Values, A Call to Yasharal content.
And his idols of gold, which they made, each one for himself to worship, to the moles and to the bats, to go into the clefts of the rock and into the tops of the ragged rocks, for fear of the Most High, for the glory of his majesty, when he ariseth to shake terribly the earth. Cease ye from man, whose breath is in his nostrils, for wherein is he to be accounted of? So as you see again, the Most High is giving the warning that when he arises to shake terribly the earth, it's going to be too late then. Men are going to be casting off their idols. They're going to be hiding in rocks for fear of him, but you cannot escape the Almighty's recompense. Now is the time when you still have time to turn to Abba Yah only. So later this morning, September 4th, at 9:33 a.m., I looked at my phone and I saw what I thought was Psalms 81. But it turned out later on that it was Psalms 91. But I felt that I needed to look at Psalms 81, that Yah was leading me there. So when I went to Psalms 81, this is what it said. This is Yah's goodness and Yasharal's waywardness. Sing aloud unto the Most High our strength. Make a joyful noise unto the Elohim of Jacob. Take a psalm and bring hither the timbrel, the pleasant harp with the psaltery. Blow up the trumpet in the new moon, in the time appointed on our solemn feast day. For this was a statute for Yasharal, and a law of the Elohim of Jacob. This he ordained in Joseph for a testimony, when he went out through the land of Egypt, where I heard a language that I understood not. I removed his shoulder from the burden. His hands were delivered from the pots. Thou calledst in trouble, and I delivered thee. I answered thee in the secret place of thunder. I proved thee at the waters of Meribah, Selah. Hear, O my people, and I will testify unto thee. O Yasharal, if thou wilt hearken unto me, there shall no strange mighty one be in thee, neither shalt thou worship any strange mighty one. I am the Most High thy Elohim, which brought thee out of the land of Egypt. Open thy mouth wide, and I will fill it. But my people would not hearken to my voice, and Yasharal would have none of me. So I gave them up unto their own heart's lust, and they walked in their own counsels. O that my people had hearkened unto me, and Yasharal had walked in my ways, I should soon have subdued their enemies and turned my hand against their adversaries. The haters of the Most High should have submitted themselves unto him, but their time should have endured forever. He should have fed them also with the finest of wheat, and with honey out of the rock should I have satisfied thee. So this scripture is talking about us. If we had just listened to the Most High, he would have subdued our enemies and turned his hand against our adversaries. But because of our sin, our enemies have subdued us, and Yah's hand has turned the adversaries against us. The haters of the Most High, they're not submitted to us. We're submitting to them. And our time should have endured forever, but we're being oppressed. He would have also fed us with the finest of wheat and honey from the rock. We should have been in bountiful plenty and wealth. This was our legacy. But because of our wickedness, this is the punishment that we're dealing with now. And many of us are awakened and we're turning back to Abba Yah only, so that we can go back into these promises and reap these benefits, that our enemy will now again be subdued. And Abba Yah is about to move to restore this order. But Yasharal, those that are still in idolatry, need to wake up, because if you do not turn back to the Most High Yah only, you will be taken out with the enemies. This is your call to wake up, Yasharal, to turn back to Abba Yah only, to put away the idolatry, this JC and all other mighty ones. It is Abba Yah and Abba Yah only. And if you do not turn back while you still have time, you too will be slaughtered with the enemy when Yah rises to take vengeance and to issue out his recompense. Then later again in the afternoon, I looked on my phone and I saw 12:12. And Yah led me to the book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 12. And we're going to begin reading at verse number 8. A friend cannot be known in prosperity, and an enemy cannot be hidden in adversity. In the prosperity of a man, enemies will be grieved, but in the adversity, even a friend will depart. This is the part from verse 10 that really stood out. Never trust thine enemy, for like iron rusted, so is his wickedness. Though he humbleth himself and go crouching, yet take good heed and beware of him, and thou shalt be unto him as if thou hadst wiped a looking glass, and thou shalt know that his rust had not been altogether wiped away. Set him not by thee, lest when he had overthrown thee, he stand up in thy place. Neither let him sit at thy right hand, lest he seek to take thy seat, and thou at the last remember my words, and be pricked therewith. Yasharal, many of us have joined with these oppressors, and we're following this JC. They are the ones that introduced JC to us. That's our enemy. When you're now going in league with them, the scripture clearly says he'll take your seat. That's his whole aim, to take Yasharal legacy and to wipe us out from being a nation. This is the stark reminder, the stark call. Turn to Abba Yah only. Because if you do not turn while there is still time, you will be wiped out when Yah issues out recompense. So don't think that the enemies have changed their ways. They have not. It's the same plot, scheme, and plan they had from the beginning. The conspiracy of Psalms 83 to wipe Yasharal out from being a nation by introducing us to idolatry. And if you do not put away the idols and turn to Abba Yah, you will be wiped out. That's all I have to say today. Shalom, family.